Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Tuesday, the 4th day of February 2025. I hope you're all safe and healthy today. I hope your family is safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day are saving lives, and those that pick up garbage, keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of pornography and child pornography, prostitution, child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and those perverts that create the demands for these evil industries. And finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 600,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, veterans, homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or even worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game last night at Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks defeated the Houston Rockets 124-118. One of the many things that gives me a lot of hope about this year's Knicks team, and there's many things. Again, I love the management, coaching. I like the roster. But it's the number of ways the Knicks can win. That's the thing. A week ago, yesterday, as you know, the Knicks blew out the Memphis Grizzlies, a good Memphis Grizzlies team, by 37 points. And then last night, they grind out a close one. They came from behind to beat Houston. And generally when they win grind out games is because when Brunson is dropping 40. And see, there's things you I take for granted. I take for granted that the opponent is going to put somebody with length on Brunson. I take for granted that it's going to be difficult for him to score. I take for granted he's going to get beat up. And so therefore, with these coming into the game, I take for granted also the refs are going to not be calling for them. So we need somebody else to step up. Usually it's Towns, although sometimes you get other players stepping up. Josh Hart, Towns, McCall, OG when he's playing, Deuce. So last night, it was happening like that. They were beating up Brunson. He wasn't getting a lot of calls, but they couldn't stop him either. And that's the thing. The Knicks were just grinding it out. Yesterday, no OG Anunoby. Precious Achiuwa starts in his place, gets 7 points, 9 boards in 34 minutes. Mikal Bridges played a very good game, 9 of 18 from the field, 22 points. He played very good defense for the most part. Towns wasn't in sync yesterday. He did get 22 points, but he was 9 of 20. He had 9 boards, but he fouled out. It just wasn't his night. He just didn't have the normal Gato stuff we expect. But and of course, Josh Hart was steady as normal, hustle all over the floor, 8 boards, 19 points, 8 of 12 from the field, didn't force anything. Had some stupid turnovers. Yeah, the Knicks did have 11 turnovers. 8 of them was between Brunson and Hart. But they were solid. The bench, Deuce played defense. I'm trying to understand how Tibbs is running his bench. And last night, for example, Deuce plays 26 minutes. Cameron Payne plays 8 minutes. Cameron Payne plays 11 minutes. Hukporti plays 8 minutes, and Sharon only 6. What I'm seeing is Tibbs bases how he's going to run his bench on matchups. And if he doesn't like the matchup, he will stick more with certain guys like Deuce. Deuce played 26 minutes last night. Hukporti had a chance to play more minutes, but again, this is why you don't play rookies when you're trying to win a championship. He was about to foul out in 8 minutes. And that's what happens. The game's moving real fast for him. He's still learning. Now, does he have potential? Yes. But all you pining for this cat to play major minutes, you need to stop. If you did that, and somebody was asking me about TJ Warren and OKK. Listen, if the Knicks are dependent on G League dudes to win a championship, we in big trouble. So stop tripping. These dudes need to stay where they at. Like, Warren used to be a really good player, but he ain't no more. He's all right. He balling in G League. Okay. That's G League. And his best days are behind him. If the Knicks were going to bring him up and put him in Matt Ryan's place, okay. But are you depending on Matt Ryan to help you win championship? So the Knicks were able to grind out a win. They had their starters, play all heavy minutes. Deuce come off the 6-man, 26 minutes. Hukporti, like I said, played 8 minutes. Gave good energy. He did. He gave good energy. He got potential, but he's got a lot to learn. And the thing is that on, like I said, the 5 spot and the point guard spot are the 2 difficult spots to learn. And so he was confused defensively and, got caught and did some silly fouls. And he'll get better, Speaking of that, though, Mitchell Robinson got cleared for practice yesterday. And he's cleared for contact. He's not cleared for 5-on-5, but it's going to be soon. See, so he's coming. OG probably, and Bagley also echoed this, probably won't see OG until after the All-Star break, which is fine. The Knicks can roll without him for now. So you're getting MitchRob back. You're getting OG back. I think we're doing all right now. So the Knicks are still solidly the 3rd seed in the East. Everything else seems to be changing a lot, but the Knicks seem to be pretty steady staying in that 3rd seed. And right now they are, as the 3rd seed in the East, they have a 4-game lead on the next seed, which is Indiana, and it's the 4th seed that keeps changing. It's been Indiana, it's been Miami, it's been the Bucks. So right now it's Indiana, and the Knicks have a 4-game lead on the 4th seed Indiana Pacers. If the playoffs were to start today, the Knicks would have a 7-game series against the Miami Heat, who is in the 6th seed right now. And Miami's a mess because of Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is making me sick, man. I mean, you're getting $40 million to play basketball, and you don't have no joy. See, that's a mess right there. So, and again, there's a lot of knuckleheads come on my channel. We should make a call to Jimmy Butler. Some of y'all ain't got no good sense as far as basketball. You don't want no trouble in your locker room. That's going to cause losses. I would love to play Miami in the 7-game series with Jimmy Butler acting the fool like this. See, because they'll give us a chance to win. They're going to be fighting each other. And Miami, Eric Spoelstra ain't having it. That's why he ain't seeing Jimmy Butler. They're trying to put a trade together for the deadline Thursday. His salary is difficult to move. Okay, Bradley Beal is not interested in coming. Well, Miami's not interested in him, and his $50 million nobody's interested in taking because that's what they're paying him this year. Got to be careful with these max salaries there. Now who you paying? I am glad that the Knicks have Gato undersized. He's undersized. He's locked in for the next 3 or 4 seasons. We got OG locked in for the 5 seasons. We got our core pieces locked in. Jalen Brunson's locked in. So we ain't got to worry about that kind of mess. And none of those guys have that type of attitude that's going to mess up your locker room. Like I said, there's a lot of things I like about the Knicks team. And one of them is they can win different types of ways. So they could blow you out by 37, or they could grind out a win with Jay Brunson getting 42. They didn't play a good game last night. They just didn't. They had 24 assists, which is below what our standards are now. The Knicks average 28 assists a game. And generally, like I said, they 18-1 or 18-2 now when they get 30 assists or more. So they only had 24 assists. They got out-rebounded 40-50. I mean, Houston dominated the board yesterday, especially the offensive glass. None of that was nice, but they still won. And that's the bottom line. Do we get the dub? Yes, they got the dub. So as we're continuing down this season, down the stretch, you're going to have Mitchell Robinson, you're going to have Precious Achiuwa, you're going to have OG Anunoby, you're going to have this crew. And now you're playing better and you're winning in different ways. You're grinding out some wins, you're blowing out some teams, you're developing. And so I like the way this looks coming down the stretch. So now, right now, as it sits right here, I'm going to tell you, Boston's got to play Cleveland tonight, and the Knicks have got to play Toronto tonight. Knicks on the second night of a back-to-back traveling to Toronto. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. But let's see if we can grind out another W in Toronto. You know, RJ's been having a heck of a year. 22, I think he's 22, 7, and 6. You know, 22.7 boards, 6 assists. He's having a heck of a year. IQ has had a rough year because he's been hurt a lot, which surprised me. But they could beat the Knicks tonight. You know, they could, so, especially if the perimeter defense sucks. So let's get that. But let me tell y'all something. At this point right now, see, I'm still not worried about nobody above us. I'm not worried about Cleveland. I'm not worried about Boston when it comes to the playoffs. By the time we get to the playoffs, we're going to have a better Knicks team. But this weekend, it's going to be tough. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be tough. So I'm glad that we got Toronto tonight on Tuesday. Then there's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 4 days of rest. I don't know if MitchRob will be cleared. I know he wanted to play, you know, against Boston on Saturday. So we'll see. But, you know, it's a little bit rough stretch right here. I guess I'm trying to head the idiots off at the pass. Don't start tripping if they have a rough week. It's okay. The Knicks got nice room between them and the fourth place. Like I said, 4 games. And we got MitchRob coming back. It's coming into place. Now, next week, you know, I think after they play Boston, they got, let's see what they got. I know the last game for the Knicks before the break is on the 12th against Atlanta. That's a week from tomorrow. So they got Boston Saturday night. Next Tuesday, they go to Indiana, who's playing well. They're in the 4th seed. And then it's a back-to-back. It's Indiana at Indiana and then at home against the Leprechaun and them. Now, Leprechaun and them just lost 8 straight. And then last night they beat Detroit. But they had lost 8 straight. They were really, because Jalen Johnson's a big piece of what they do. And he's hurt. And so that messed them up for a minute. DeAndre Hunter's been balling, though. So they got Toronto, Boston, Indiana, and Atlanta. You know, that's it. Then they come back from the break at home against Chicago. You know, so for now, we coming into the break. We in a good situation right now. They done played 50 games. They 33-17. They got 32 games to go. They doing good. They could be on pace for a nice 55-win season. Things are looking good. Don't trip. This might be a little rough waters, but I think we'll be all right. In fact, I know we'll be all right. And so tonight against Toronto is going to be tough. Second night of a back-to-back on the road after grinding out a win against a tough Houston team last night. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Brunson looking good, though. Brunson looking good. Hart looking good. You know, Cat's got to get back on the stick here, man. He been out of sync for a couple of nights, so we need to get him back on the stick. And I think Jacob Poeltl's a good meal for him. Yeah, good meal for Gato. So let's see what happens. Anyway, enjoy the game tonight. If they can get a win tonight, it'd be big time, actually, because, like I said, second night back-to-back in Toronto, that'd be a big-time win. So let's see if they can get this done. Meantime, enjoy the game. Be safe. Sure.